What is up, you guys? The Fallout with If here, and today I'm going to do what if deku had the gum fruit. Sorry I haven't gotten to you guys for a while. I've been very sick, and not only that, I started my new job. Uh, it didn't help at all with the sickness, it kind of made it worse. But now it's starting to subside, and I decided, you know what, if I just do a couple of videos, I'm going to make one today, and hopefully I could do one tomorrow. I'm trying to do this now in the weekends, and hopefully you guys forgive me for all that. But without further ado, let's begin. Now, where we start is Izuku. Well, Izuku is born quirkless. He has nothing in this world. He doesn't even have a mother or a father, due to the fact that Inko was she died during the pregnancy, and Hisashi, well, basically he already passed away before Inko was pregnant. So due to the stress of her having to work, and due to the fact that, you know, she had a kid, yeah, it's sad to say, but you know, Izuku's gonna be not given the best hand at birth, and it really is not going to help with Izuku having well, he has no friends except for Bakugo and she, which is, yeah, it's going to be a she. I'm also going to include someone else. No, I'm not going to include someone else. It's just going to be Izuku and Bakugo. These two are friends until Izuku, until they find out Izuku's quirkless. So she's basically like bullying him a bit, but she's not doing it to that point where she does it in the anime. And Izuku is basically trying to beg somebody to give him a quirk, and all you see is is a guy with white hair walking up to Izuku and saying that he shouldn't be sad. He should always try to smile, the biggest smile ever. This is when Izuku's saying, who are you? And he says he's just a random person, and to not mind him too much. And this guy gives him a fruit, saying like, eat up and just be happy that you're alive. Now, this is nobody, actually. This is actually nobody. For any of you guys thinking, oh, it's like some character from the One Piece universe, it's actually nobody. I decided it's just a random old person, and they just gave him a fruit because the guy has like a fruit stand. And yeah, you guys thought it was gonna be somebody from that universe. Nope, just a regular person. Now Izuku receives the fruit, looking at it and thinking that this is the weirdest fruit that he's ever seen. The guy is still, like I said, he's still nobody. He's nobody. He's actually just a regular old man. But he actually gave him something powerful, which is very odd. Just wanted to clarify. Now Izuku eats the fruits, saying it tastes weird and it tastes bitter. But after eating the whole thing, basically Deku doesn't think of it at all, until one day he tries to climb up a tree, and when he's about to fall, he tries his best to grab onto the tree branch, but then it made his arms grow long. And people saw that Izuku has a quirk, And people see that and they're like, oh crap, Izuku has a quirk. And people start trying to find out what it is. Bakugo hates the fact that, she's not being the center of attention. But Izuku is wondering what his quirk all about. And this is when he starts to elongate his arms. He starts to make his arms grow and grow and grow. And without actually trying to hold himself, he actually launches himself onto the tree, hitting the tree, causing him to go face first and make an imprint of his face on the tree. Now everybody is kind of like amazed on how he's doing it, and they say that he's like a rubber boy. Like his arms are kind of like rubber, like made out of rubber, like a rubber band, and it can stretch. But Izuku says that's pretty cool, and hopefully that, now that he has a quirk, maybe he himself can be a hero, sporting a very large grin, saying that he hopes that he could do something. He could do something in the near future. For 3 years, since he was 7, he's learned how to use his stretching abilities, even doing so much as to learn how to use it for fighting. And Bakugo now sees him as like a rival, because they see him as like the rubber boy, and they see Bakugo as like the explosion queen. And these two have fought before, and there's been, most times than not, it's just been Bakugo that's been winning. But Izuku has had his like occasional I got you moments or something like that. This is when Izuku fights, and he starts to learn how to use these abilities. But over that time, he's also learned that he has another ability. He felt it in his arms when he tries to, when he gets exploded, he usually has his arms protect him, and that usually what hurts. But a couple of times before, it didn't hurt like it did before those times. He's wondering why is that the case, and sometimes he sees that his arms, instead of turning to that particular color, it would turn black or something like that. Now, Izuku has been training and learning how to use his devil fruit more and more, but he's hit a stump, and that's when I start to use another tactic up on my sleeve, and it's just, somebody from the One Piece universe that's very old, and grabbing him, shooting him into an island, and him training. We don't know how, but it's convenient plot. I sprinkle a little bit on there, and I let the magic grow. Now, Izuku's gonna be trained by some random old guy, and you guys been tricked before. It was the guy who gave him the fruit. I understand you guys were probably duped by me a couple of times, but I duped you guys yet again. The old guy who gave him the fruit basically teaches him on his abilities. So much so that he only learns gear 2 and 3. He learns 4, but he learns how to do 4, but right now he's still young, so he's not old enough to do it yet. Now he also learns Conqueror's Hockey, Observation, and Armament, but he's only good right now in Armament. He doesn't know he can't use his what's it called, Observation and Conqueror's Hockey just yet. He's going to learn Conqueror's Hockey. He's going to learn Armament. No, not Armament. He's going to learn Observation Hockey during probably when he goes to UA, and Conqueror's Hockey later on. Now, with that, Izuku, he starts, his life as a middle schooler, and everything seems to go well. Bakugo and him have fought more often than not. Actually, these two are known as the power couple, but they're not a couple, and Bakugo tells everyone that they're not a couple, but deep down she looks at Izuku more and more and sees him with that growing with a grin every day, like basically seeing that he calls her Bakugo or Kachan, or sometimes just calling her like, cute or pretty, and she sees that, he looks like an idiot, but she still has these feelings, and she's not going to admit it. So Izuku likes fighting with her. Most often than not, it's reversed now, with Izuku beating her, and Bakugo getting those getting those good hits in. And Izuku has trained a lot, to the point where he learns how to do specific moves, such as like the drill cannon. When Luffy somehow twists his arm a lot and then basically shoots it when he hits somebody with it, or the Gatling gun, or his Gatling. He's learned different things as well, such as his third gear with Armament Hockey. He's learned how to do those things. But we go on to Izuku going to the orphanage and basically gets attacked by the sludge villain. The sludge villain tries to devour him, but Izuku uses basically his third gear, and he just slams it. He slaps the hell out of it, causing the sludge villain just to be on the ground, like all flattened. Now he can't get up or anything like that. But this is when All Might comes in and looks at Izuku and looks at the sludge villain and looks at his hand, and he sees that looks kind of cool. But the moment Izuku says thank you, he starts to become small. And when I mean small, I mean like tiny sized. Realizing that that's a part of his quirk, or not even knowing that he's quirkless, he tells Izuku, like, what are you going to be doing? And Izuku's saying, oh, I'm going to just try to join UA. Izuku, hearing All Might say, you too can be a hero, and Izuku kind of like fanboying on this, just like, I can be a hero, and All Might actually just grabbing the container and putting the sludge villain inside of it, saying that hopefully I can see you at the UA high school. Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Izuku's gonna be applied to UA high, to UA, and Bakugo isn't going to be mad at all. But she is kind of upset of the fact that it can't just be her. But she wants Izuku to join too, so it's like, it's not a big deal. But either way, Izuku goes in and talks to... Where does he go? Oh, I'm sorry. I got kind of like a brain fart right there. Izuku goes and trains at Dagobah Beach, picking up the trash and not doing a lot, because Bakugo decides she wants to be a part of this, and basically it's Bakugo that's being trained to do all the heavy lifting and stuff. And with those two, they get done in probably like 6 months out of the 10-month period. So they got just 4 months to do whatever they want. And Izuku has been learning how to control his armament hockey, and also learning a new move where he just he uses his armament hockey and then just does like a gum pistol. And I'm probably just going to leave his abilities to be the same as Luffy's. I'm not going to be like gum all heroic punch or something like that. No, it's gonna be gum pistol, Gatlin, bazooka. It's gonna be those names, because I'm not very good right now with naming things, since being sick does kind of do that to you. So he learns how to use those techniques more and more. And right now, he's just bored. He even goes around the city and tries to find someone to fight him. And sure, he could ask Bakugo, but Bakugo right now is she needs to have her rest, because she's going to be doing more training on those days. So sorry about that. So Izuku goes and he finds someone, which happens to be Ojiro. And Ojiro is basically that tail dude. And he tells Izuku that does he want to fight him or something, or learn from him, and he says he wants to actually see how he actually wants to train and see how good he is against Ojiro. Ojiro saying that he's a black belt on what he does, so he's gonna go easy on Izuku, and Izuku says, "Oh, no, don't go easy on me. I need you to go hard on me, so that way I can, get better at my training." And Ojiro saying, like, in a world of fighting, in this world, fighting with everything you got, it's foolish. And Izuku says, "Well, how is it foolish if you can't give it your all?" And he says, "This dojo is meant for people to protect themselves and to win against fights." And he says, "Okay, I want to fight you." And he says, I won't do that. And he says, why not? Causing them to bicker back and forth, and Izuku saying, I see. I'm sorry about that. And he walks out saying, you could try someone else, but what you have to do is just ask them to fight you. And he says, oh no, I understand. I don't want to actually scare you in front of your people. And Ojiro says, wait, what? And he says, yeah, I didn't need to, what's it called? You're not very confident in your skills, so you're not ready just yet. It's all understandable. And Izuku isn't actually trying to bait him into fighting him. He's actually dead serious, thinking that Ojiro is not actually is actually scared to fight and isn't ready to fight just yet. So Ojiro says to come back and that he'll give him an actual fight. These two, Izuku basically saying, do I have to wear one of these karate suits? And he says, they're training suits, not karate suits. And Izuku says, alright. And basically, Izuku is kind of like doing that same pose as you see right now. And Ojiro says, you're really wide open for an attack. And Izuku says, I know I'm wide open for an attack, but really, I don't care if I don't care. I'm just gonna have to fight. Ojiro looks at him, just saying, this is why it's important. And he talks to the people that he's training, who's training under Ojiro. He says, this is why you must always try to block, because you're gonna end up badly hurt when something like this happens. And he tries to attack Izuku, and Izuku just dodges one of his attacks, and Izuku basically pushes him, almost causing him to be off balance. And Ojiro tries to tail smack him, but Izuku just he basically leans away from him, not getting hit in the process. Ojiro tries to hit him a couple of times, but Izuku is actually just, blocking every attack that he's getting. This is when Izuku punches Ojiro in the face, and Ojiro is actually like, what the heck just happened? And Izuku says, I punched you. And he says, I know you punched me. So these two Ojiro is actually getting serious, doing these weird combinations, causing Ojiro to use like special moves with his tail, hitting Izuku a couple of times, causing him to be on the ground, but Izuku getting back up and saying, is that all you have? And Ojiro saying, look, I understand if you're trying to save face, but if you're tired right now, just say so. I've pretty much laid a lot of my special moves on you, and you should be just tired, but it's amazing that you could still stand. And Izuku says, oh no, believe me, I didn't feel that much pain at all. In fact, Izuku's looking at him saying this, I'm going to show you one of my techniques. And this is when he starts to crouch down for a second, and he starts to turn pink, and Izuku is looking at him saying, this is my gear second. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm still sick, so it hurts a lot. And he looks at Ojiro, and Ojiro saying, "What are you doing?" And he says, "With this technique, I can move really, really fast." And this is when he starts to run towards Izuku, but Izuku basically is in front of him, with his arm all the way at the back, and he says "Gum Gum Pistol," punching Ojiro in the stomach. And this is when Ojiro has to block, or not block. He has to use his tail to like keep himself balanced, because what happened was Ojiro almost blacked out from that punch. And this is when he says, "Now, Gum Gum." And Ojiro says, "Wait, what?" He basically says, "Bazooka." Or, yeah, Gum Gum Bazooka, causing him to hurt Ojiro in the face. This time, him actually, him being thrown out of the dojo, and the winner is Izuku. Ojiro wakes up on his mat, and he says what happened. Then the other people with Ojiro's pupils tell him that he basically got his ass kicked by Izuku, and Ojiro kind of feels like upset that he lost to him, and he thought that this guy was like he thought that he was a complete, novice, and he literally just lost. Now Izuku just starts walking around the city, and he pretty much just does this for a long time. He just likes walking around, and he has met other people who he's fought before. One of them happens to be somebody who has like the body of a rock, or not a rock, whose quirk allows him to harden into a rock. Another one who's actually, he could turn fire and ice. He hasn't fought him all the way, but he's gone toe to toe with some of them, and it is Kirishima and Todoroki, so it's just that. And give me a second here, people. He's trained under, he has fought with some of them, but to be honest, he really just likes fighting with Bakugo, because Bakugo has fought with him for so long that it's kind of just normal. Now, after that, we're just gonna skip to the whole, not the 3 month, the USJ exams, the UA entrance exam, and we're gonna skip the whole Izuku falling and getting saved by Uraraka. We're gonna go to the point where Izuku is talking with Bakugo, and these two talk about like different parts of the exam, such as the 0-pointer and all that stuff. And Izuku is being like talked to by not Uraraka, by Ida, and he says like if he can keep the noise down. Izuku says, "Can't you just mind your own business?" And Ida's like, "What are you? Hey, I'm asking you to keep it down a bit. You shouldn't be, interrupting everybody." And Izuku says, "Interrupting? But aren't you doing that by doing that with us?" It's like, if anybody's bothering anyone, it's you. And Ida is kind of upset, but he knows that Izuku has a point, and this is when Bakugo says, "Why don't you just buzz off? Can't you see that we're talking about the 0-pointer and all that stuff?" Ida's like, exactly. How come the 0-pointer's not being talked about? And this is when President Mike says, "Well, you haven't shut up yet." So everybody kind of laughs at Ida, and I do feel kind of bad that Ida always has to be like the enemy of this whole thing. But Ida does, get the hints, and he just buzzes off. And we go to the whole like 3, 2, 1, everybody just go, and Izuku just starts running off, actually using his arms as, well, basically like not like whips, but like grappling hooks, and he just basically kind of like launches himself into the skyscrapers, or not the skyscrapers, like the buildings and stuff, making him kind of like just going from one point to another using his arms, and basically swinging from side to side like a Tarzan, or like Spider-Man, going from one place to another, and he's just doing okay. He's hurt. He's attacking mostly 1-pointers that he finds, just hitting them with one punch, causing them to break. And he's learned how to do that with multiple targets, just by using like his Gum Gum Gatling, or using his like Gum Gum Bazooka. And he's not actually in first place. He's actually in second place compared to Bakugo, because he's not really taking this seriously. He's just destroying robots, but he's not doing it to a point like Bakugo is. Now, Izuku does go, and he sees that there's the 0-pointer, and he wasn't going to attack it because he realizes that there's really not a point to it. Now, some of you guys are thinking, why would Izuku do that? Remember, he's still smart, because he's not Luffy. Because I think I said this before, he's not a reincarnation of Luffy. And, well, since Izuku is going to fight the 0-pointer, since Uraraka needs to be saved, Uraraka sees like the 0-pointer, but then she sees somebody with this like rubber, basically Izuku, and he doesn't have a shirt. He's actually taken off his shirt and just jumped up in the air, blowing at his arms, or not his arms, at his thumb, and saying, what is it called? I forgot what move he's done, but it's something where his hands are still small, but like the wrist is like freaking gigantic. I know he uses the gum elephant bazooka or something like that, and he hits the 0-pointer square in the chest. He uses his third gear mixing with armament hockey, and just destroys the chest. And this is when Izuku turns into a small version of himself. And then after that, once he hits the ground, he just starts bouncing. He starts bouncing a bit, and then he rolls over. Uraraka sees this, and she's thinking, that's kind of adorable. Now, Izuku sees what's happened and says that at least that the 0 point is gone. Izuku is wondering what's next to do, and we're gonna just skip because Izuku is technically still the second. He's still in second place, and Izuku is helping out with. He's helping out at the orphanage, doing different things, and he tells his not his family, but he calls them like his little brothers and sisters. He tells them that he's gonna be helping out with UA. He's gonna do good, and Izuku is, well, he's kind of like the big brother of everything. He tells him that he hopes that he wins and he becomes a really good hero, like All Might. And Izuku just goes to school. Aizawa's there. We're not actually going. I'm not actually gonna talk about the whole the orientation with Aizawa, because we kind of know what's gonna happen. But if you want, Izuku dominates the jumping thing. He also dominates the speed thing, and he does the ball throw thing. He does the ball throw, but how does he do that? He basically shoots basically his hand all the way back, and then he uses his second gear and just slingshot it as fast as he can. Not going high, but going forward. Kind of like launching it. And it goes like 640 miles per hour. Kind of breaking the sound barrier. But screw it. Luffy's done a lot more different things before in the past. Now, Izuku goes off and he fights with Ida, who tells him like what not to do and what to do. And Ida is with Bakugo, so Bakugo tries to attack him, or technically he doesn't try, he does attack him. He fights with Izuku, and Izuku and Bakugo have this fight where Izuku's getting exploded, but he keeps his cool and all that stuff by hitting Bakugo a couple of times in the face with his punches, which reaches Bakugo. Bakugo and Izuku are technically tied, but Ida tries to fight Izuku, but Bakugo just explodes Ida in the face, causing him to basically pass out. And these two go at it. Izuku having to basically keep his distance, because having those explosions hit him still, and having that heat will hurt. He's not 100% immune to it. But with that being said, Izuku uses his gear second, causing Bakugo to use her freaking explosion, and it's going to be Bakugo's ultimate explosion against Izuku's ultimate attack. For now, at least, it's going to be the gum Gatling, jet Gatling. And in this, basically, when the explosion tries to hit Izuku, the fire and all that stuff is being spreaded out by Izuku just rapidly punching everywhere. And not only that, it reaches Bakugo, and Bakugo loses because she gets hit by multiple attacks. Now, I'm going to end it off here. I know I probably sucked today with the what ifing, but hopefully I do better tomorrow. And well, this has been the Fallout What If here. Bye.